I'm your new hologram for the day. I'm not real. I'm not Princess Leia either, but we all want to be somebody, a hero. We want to be somebody. We are somebody. Everybody is a buddy. A body. I ain't got no body. Nobody cares for me. Although I'm sad and lonely. Because I ain't got no body. That was an Ivory Soap song. Okay. Sadly, though, this is not funny. We have to be able to talk about social issues and understand, each other. And we all let off and blah, barf a little bit every now and then. But to really say to somebody who's been online for a long time that we don't like them, or I really don't like you, it's very painful. I like Drone. I like Scott. I mean, I don't have to agree with him. He didn't have to agree with me. But I cannot dispute his his personal his memories. I cannot dispute what happened to him because it happened to him. I was not there. I'm more sad about the fact that nobody stood up for him. I don't know. And I don't know why. Or maybe things get so strange, some people just don't want to get involved or get beat up or think that they're like, oh, and if you don't fit into a group of people too, they tend to back off. I mean, I got the hell beat out of me a few times. Nobody got in the middle, and I was stuck fighting myself. So I felt like I was by myself. Well, I was by myself. I was up against 1-to-1, actually. So she was by herself, too. By the way, I lost. I'm the one that ended up in the hospital. So, it's so hard with the human element when we say, I don't like you. I don't like you. Why? I mean, is it because I I had a baby by the time I was 15 and had lots of kids. Some died. By the time I was 19 years old. By age 20, they took my uterus. What does that say to some people? It says, you are a whore. You're a tramp. And some people just say, gee, did you get the babies up for adoption? God, I hope so. I don't like you. You were brought up with bad morals. I mean, basically, I think I've heard it all. I kept him. And even him, my oldest son himself, believes that I should have given him up for adoption because I treated him like a doll. And that's a whole other discussion among teenage pregnancies that are barely teenagers to be pregnant in the first place. Do we sit back and totally tear somebody apart because of their belief systems? I mean, he has a belief system. His belief system comes from his interaction with people who really did treat him mean. I mean, I was treated mean when I was a kid by a young kid. You know that I've talked about it. Does that mean that I had it coming, or that I should hate all guys? Well, obviously I don't, because I have a lot of men in my life. I have a lot of women in my life. There's a point in your life where you have to just sit back and say, why are you not liking this person? This person has done a good job. They either decided to give their baby up, which would have been good. They decided to keep their baby and do the best they could. It's good too. Hard, but good. If they have family support. If not, that's not good. It's not, but why not? You must have been no good to do that. No, you don't say that. You say, that's too bad. Well, we still love you. Yeah, you weren't the greatest mother on earth. I wasn't. But to tear down somebody because of that is very, very hard. It's hard. To take apart a whole culture because they're purple people from Venetian. Not blind, just, Venetian. You cannot do that because one of the purple people from Venetian smacked your dad in the nose and broke it because he wanted your daughter. He liked her. She was cute. Some little brown girl and hootsy tootsie. No. I mean, serious now. We can only go so long when we keep on screaming, you're a bigot, you're a bigot. It does not make somebody a bigot because of their interaction with another culture, because it did affect them. It's like telling a woman after she's been raped, well, get over it. Sure. You don't like men because you were raped, or women. Happens. It does quite a bit, actually. We just don't hear much about it. Police station does. So when you take bigotry, and bigotry is such a huge word anymore because it's soft spoken. If you're in a small town, you don't have many blacks in that town, you're not necessarily a bigot, you just don't really understand the whole process of that culture. You may be kind of afraid of them, and you may also say some cruel things to them. Does that make them a bigot? No. Over in Mississippi, it's still divided in many ways. I know I got friends there, and blacks over here, whites over here. Nobody made that rule. Just it's always been that rule, so they kept it that way. I mean, they can go ahead into the white people land, and they can still buy a house now, where in the 50s, they couldn't. The thing is, what are we used to, and what do we see, and how do we perceive, and, years of history. And if you've been beat up, well, I don't care what color, I don't care what breed of dog, cat, human, gorilla, you're not going to particularly like the people after you've been hurt. It took me a long time a very long time after my daughter had been actually in a very tense racial neighborhood with high gang activity. The neighbors weren't to blame. They were scared to death. But my daughter was in a house, which I knew she was in, the green house. They were running child pornography in there. And it just so happens that everybody in there was black. Did I hold something against the whole black race? Well, I did for quite a while. And after I was raped by one of the pimps, yeah, I was scared. I was really scared. And you know that honest to God, I never had a problem with it before. Never even thought twice about it. But I did then. How did I get through it? Counseling and the realization that color doesn't bite. It's the individual. It takes a while. It takes a long while. My bully was a white guy. That little short thing that could beat the shit out of me. I was tall and kind of scrawny. And I mean, that kid could throw me. It felt like I was a kid, gotta remember this, a mile up in the air into the rose bush. But the point is, it affected me. Things affect people. History. We can't forget history, but history is so then we can make the world better today. It's not meant to keep on carrying on and on and on and on. That's why we have counseling for rape victims. That's why we have counseling for people who are victims of crime. That's why it is against the law for a hate crime directed basically towards a gender or race or religion. It is against the law. It messes with a person's head, and it really does. So, I think, for one, I apologize to Scott. I did not mean to be so gruff. I really didn't. I didn't at all, and my sincere apologies. And Drone, I consider you a friend. A lot of people don't consider me really white, but yet I am. I've got lots of things in me, from Jewish, Indian, Italian, that drop of black. I don't really think that I'm going to let anybody intimidate me. They can call me whatever they want. They do all the time. I've been called a bitch, a cunt, a wop, a daga. I mean, if it goes on and on and on, I'd be sitting at many doorsteps waiting for them with a bat. And it just doesn't work. And I'm not going to attack. But I will if they attack today. Then I attack. This whole thing today was meant as a way to communicate, understand about situations in certain areas. Not all areas are bad. Some areas are pretty damn rough, you know. Not all of Seattle is bad, but we have some definite areas that the poor neighbors are trying to clean up, and they've got watch groups out there now. I mean, good grief, they're breaking their asses to protect their own damn homes. Are these people of the same color as what's been haunting their neighborhood? Well, yeah, they are, and they're decent people. You know, they're like everyday people, and they need protected from people who are a little messed up in the head. You know, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're really messed up in the head, you're considered dangerous, something's got to be done. Either a good psychiatric center or jail. Better than a bullet to the head. I probably said that all wrong. It doesn't matter what I say at this point. It's going to be awkward. And it's going to feel awkward. But we can't be calling everybody a bigot. Not everybody's a bigot. It's where you were brought up. It happens because of a lot of misunderstandings. But is it bigotry, really? I mean, I've seen bigotry. It's not as bad as we think. I think we need to understand the areas. I mean, they're sectioned. You know what? They don't happen in mass state. They happen in sections. Anyway, my dog needs to go pee. And this hologram now is about ready to fade out because they just announced that I'm not really Princess Leia. I think that really sucks.